Alright, so this is the Lenovo IdeaPad Slim 3i 15.3-inch WUXGA Touch laptop, and at first glance it looks like your typical clean, minimal everyday machine. But once you actually dig into the specs and spend some time with it, it starts to feel like Lenovo quietly tried to sneak in way more power than you'd expect at this level. So let's talk about it. You're getting an Intel Core 5 210H processor, which already puts this in that serious productivity category. This isn't just a web browsing Netflix machine. This is something that can handle real multitasking, office workflows like content creation, and a bunch of browser tabs that you'll probably forget to close for 3 days straight. But the headline here is the memory and storage combination. 24 gigabytes of DDR5 RAM paired with a total of 1.5 terabyte storage, which is split between a 512 gigabytes SSD and a 1 terabyte docking station set. And yeah, that's not something you usually see in this segment. That immediately changes how you think about this laptop. You're not worrying about running out of space, and you're not worrying about slowing down when things get heavy. Now the display is a 15.3-inch WUXGA Touch panel. So you're getting that slightly taller resolution than standard Full HD, which makes a real difference when you're scrolling documents, editing, or just multitasking side by side. Colors are decent, viewing angles are solid, and touch input is one of those things you don't think you need until you start using it, and suddenly you're annoyed when it's not there on other laptops. Design-wise, it stays in that slim category. Clean finish, simple branding, and a blue color that actually stands out just enough without screaming for attention. It's not trying to be flashy. It's trying to be usable. Open it up and you've got a backlit keyboard with a number pad, which is honestly underrated. If you deal with numbers at all, you'll appreciate it way more than you think. Key travel feels comfortable, not too shallow, not too deep. It lands right in that you can type for hours without thinking about it zone. And then there's the Copilot key, which is clearly Lenovo leaning into the newer AI-assisted Windows experience. Whether you use it heavily or not, it's becoming one of those standard additions across modern laptops, so it's interesting to see it here in a more budget-friendly device. Performance-wise, day-to-day use feels smooth. Apps open quickly, switching between tasks is clean, and that 24 gigabytes RAM really shows its value when you push it. You're not hitting that usual slowdown you'd expect once things get heavy. For productivity, it's kind of in that sweet spot where you forget about specs and just use the thing. Now, Intel graphics here means you're not buying this as a hardcore gaming machine. Light gaming? Sure. Streaming, editing light media, maybe some casual creative work? Absolutely. But this is clearly built more for productivity, students, professionals, and general all-round use rather than pushing AAA titles at high settings. Battery life is solid enough for a full day of mixed use, especially if you're not constantly maxing brightness or running heavy workloads. And that's really where this laptop fits best. It's the kind of machine you can take to class, office, or cafe and not think about your charger every 2 hours. Thermals stay under control for normal workloads. You might hear the fans when things get pushed, but nothing unexpected. It stays pretty balanced overall. So the big question is, who is this actually for? This is for someone who wants a clean, modern Windows laptop with serious multitasking headroom, tons of storage, and a display that's comfortable for long use. It's not trying to compete with ultra-premium Ultrabooks, and it's not pretending to be a gaming rig. It sits right in that do-everything daily driver category. And honestly, that's where it becomes interesting. Because with specs like 24 gigabytes RAM and 1.5 terabyte storage, it feels like Lenovo is quietly over-delivering in places people actually care about long-term. So if you're looking for something that won't feel outdated in a year or two, something that handles real workload without complaining, and something that just stays consistent, this is one of those machines that makes a strong case for itself. Not flashy. Not overhyped. Just solid, practical performance where it counts.